Whoa. Whoa. I made it. It is very bright back here. Hold on. I gotta turn this light off. Oh, that's wrong. Wait. Okay. 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 My hair looks uneven. Okay. Y'all, after everything I went through yesterday, just to watch the Oscars, I feel like I'm just so happy that I scheduled this live stream so I can channel my pain into creativity. So yesterday at because the Oscars started at 7 Eastern Standard Time. 6:45, I'm like, let me get ready. I log in to Disney Plus because I pay for Disney Plus and Hulu. Okay. Disney, y'all get a lot of my money. I watched Mufasa in the theater. I saw Moana 2 in the theater. Okay, even though all the adults I know did not like that movie, I still saw it and I enjoyed it. You're welcome. What else? I just saw Captain America. I don't remember. Captain America, The Falcon Rises. I don't know. Captain America 4. Yeah. I just saw that. I'm a constant supporter. And yet, yesterday, you didn't have my back. You didn't hold me down. So I log into Disney Plus. I start watching the red carpet stream. The red carpet stream is going. I'm getting excited. They're saying the Oscars are about to come on. Great. I go back to the homepage. There's no stream for the Oscars. There is no stream for the Oscars. I'm full of confusion. I try to go back to the red carpet stream. The red carpet stream is not on anymore. Okay. I open another window. I try logging into Hulu directly. Hulu is saying they don't know me. I literally plugged in my email address and they said, sister, I don't know who you are, even though I've had a Hulu subscription before. So then I had to go find an illegal stream. Illegal. I had to break a law just to watch the Oscars. It probably wasn't illegal because technically you could watch ABC with antennas, so it probably wasn't illegal, but whatever. I just like to be dramatic. So the point is that when I go to cancel my Disney Plus Hulu bundle later this month, they better offer me a good 6 months free. Hey, don't leave. We'll give you 6 months free. That's the bare minimum of what I deserve, in my opinion. So anyways, hey to everyone who's here. Hey, thank you for joining me. We're about to get into the Oscars live stream. I know I haven't uploaded any new videos lately because I'm still working on my Lady Gaga video, which I wanted to have up before the album came out. However, that is probably not gonna happen. So we're working on it. Okay, we're working on it. I am in my criminal baddie era. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay, we're starting off 2025 on the wrong foot, but it's okay because I had to do what I had to do to make this live stream happen because I needed to get this content out. All right, I'm actually low-key consistent because my last video was early February for the Grammys, so I'm doing the best I can with what I got. All right, y'all. So let's get into the Oscars. If you saw my Grammys live stream, I don't go in order. I do have an agenda. I have listed topics, not in order of what happened during the show. So yeah. Let's start with, this actually did happen at the beginning of the show. Well, I missed it because I couldn't get into the live stream, so I had to watch it after. But Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo performed Wicked. And it was amazing. So what happened was, if you missed it, but I know you didn't, but whatever. Ariana came out. She's singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow from The Wizard of Oz. They had this overlay where it was like the clouds and the colors were streaming down, and she looked so beautiful and she sounded like an angel. And then Cynthia came out and she sang a song from The Wiz. I low-key still haven't seen The Wiz. I know. I know. Also, don't remember the last time I watched The Wizard of Oz. I'm a work in progress. Is that on Hulu? Probably not. Anyway, so then after them two did their individual songs, then Ariana came out. Whoever came up with that idea, because Ariana walked out, the camera's behind her. She's walking towards Cynthia. Whichever camera person or producer came up with that shot, you ate that. you sure did. So then they came together to sing Defying Gravity, which is a mostly Cynthia song. So Ariana chimed in here and there, and then she went to the back, and I got chills, and everybody loved it, and it was a fantastic start to the show. Honestly, thank God that they decided to do this, because the last not seeing, I'm getting distracted. I hope my volume is all right, y'all. Let me know if you can't hear me very well. The best song nominees for the Oscars, originally they canceled well, they didn't cancel because they never said they were going to perform, but normally the best song nominees perform at the Oscars, but because the best song nominees weren't that good, like collectively not a very exciting category, it sounded like they weren't going to do any song performances, which kind of bummed me out. But then they kind of came together and they came up with 3 performances. Were they all great? We're going to get to that in a second. But Ariana and Cynthia, they came to do what they came to do. All right, even though y'all didn't give them any awards individually, that's all right. We'll be back for the sequel, maybe. Who knows? We'll talk about it later. They did what needs to have been done. Then Conan came out to do his monologue. Now, in terms of late night hosts, Conan, that's my guy. That's my brother from around the way. So I already knew he was about to kill it. Despite things I've said about Jimmy Kimmel, previous Oscar host in the past, I actually do love Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel is also one of my favorite late night hosts. However, the last hosting he did for the show, I was tired. And so I'm glad we injected some new life into this award show. I thought he did a great job. So Conan came out. He does what needs to have been done. Why am I going in order? I said I wasn't going to do that. Oh my God, my ring light is like flickering. Conan did what he needed to have been done. By the time he finished his monologue, it was like 7:30. Okay. And they hadn't presented any awards. So I'm glad they started the show at 7 p.m. because I had work the next day. Yeah. I know you actors, this is technically a work event for you, but it's not a work event for me. This is pleasure time for me, and I have work tomorrow. So if we could wrap this up, we'd appreciate that. And they did. They wrapped it up, I think, by like 11 o'clock. But the thing about me with award shows is my adrenaline is so high after that I end up staying up late anyway. So yeah. But let's skip to the James Bond tribute. So they start out with talking about how the producers of the James Bond franchise, Barbara Broccoli, and then I forget the name of the other person. They talk about them a little bit. And then the actress Margaret Qualley got on screen. That threw me off. I didn't know she was going to be a part of the tribute. And she also has not been in a James Bond movie to my knowledge. So I was thrown off by that. I kind of thought, is she going to be the next Bond girl? Like, is this an announcement? Is this, because that would have been kind of cool if Amazon, this was your way of saying, hey, Margaret Qualley is the first person we cast, which would have been weird because shouldn't you cast James Bond first? Strange. So she was there. She did a little dance, a little jig. I feel like if her career ever starts to lag, she could definitely do Dancing with the Stars. Okay. But you know what? She was just in an Oscar nominated film. So I think she's good, but I'm just looking out for her in the future. So Margaret Qualley does her thing. I'm confused, but whatever. Okay. Then Lisa shows up. Now, K-pop stands. I know you like to tussle. So I'm a little nervous. Please don't come for me. I thought Lisa did okay. I thought it was kind of forgettable. She came, she sang, she danced, and then she left. And it was fine. Whatever. Then it was Doja. Doja looked amazing. She sang Diamonds Are Forever and she was dripped in diamonds. I almost feel bad because I'm like, I wish you would save this outfit for a vocal performance that I would have really loved, but that's okay. She was okay. It wasn't bad. Like, I definitely think going online and going on social media right after that performance, people were really coming for her. But like, to me, more than anybody else. But I mean, it was, sometimes she sounded okay. It sounded like she was hitting the notes, and then sometimes it would kind of peter out and it wasn't sounding great. So that was Doja. And then after that, Ray came out. Now, Ray, vocally, to me, the best one out of the three. However, I feel like because the first two, and well, if we count Margaret Qualley, three, were kind of like, huh, what's happening? By the time she came out, I was like, kind of like, why are we doing this as a tribute? What's going on? So she sounded great, but she sang for like 30 seconds and then it was over. And then I was just left feeling confused and lost. It was kind of giving high school talent show a little bit. Yeah. I kind of feel like I also saw that in the distance in the back, they had like the orchestra. I don't know. Maybe if they had more going on stage when Ray was there, I would have liked it more, but I don't know. And also, why are we doing a James Bond tribute? Because apparently they did one a couple years ago when it was like the 60th anniversary, but this year was like the 63rd anniversary. And the timing was weird because Amazon MGM, which owns the James Bond franchise, they now have like complete creative control over the franchise, which in the past that has not been the case. The producers, Barbara Broccoli, and then the other guy had control. So now I'm kind of feeling like Amazon's about to run this franchise into the ground. So low key, it kind of gave this as an in memoriam for the James Bond franchise as we knew it. You know what, Carly Shay, you making points. Jeff Bezos probably did pay for that. But if he was going to pay for that, he should have announced a James Bond like right after. That would have been smart. He didn't have his thinking cap on. He should have announced a new James Bond or like a director, something. Like right after the tribute or today. Anyways. That was the James Bond tribute. It was fine. I almost feel like, why didn't we just call the people who did the tribute, like did James Bond songs originally, like Adele or Billie? But I guess when they've been nominated for Oscars, they already performed. See, look at me trying to make it work. Forget it. It wasn't working. They should have just not did it. So then let's talk about the last tribute, which was the Quincy Jones tribute. So Oprah and help me. Oprah and legend, Sister Act. You guys know the actor who came out. Okay, yes. So Oprah and EGOT winner, insert name of legend here, came out to introduce the Quincy Jones tribute. And then Queen Latifah sang a song from The Wiz. And she did a great job, but I feel like the audience was not feeling it. Because at one point it went out to the crowd and it was just like Coleman Domingo was dancing, of course, because Coleman Domingo, he brings the party wherever he's at, period. Whoopi Goldberg, thank you. Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah introduced the tribute. And then, yes, Coleman Domingo was dancing, Ariana Grande was dancing, and then I think Cynthia was dancing, but girl, butts were in seats. I don't know if it's because y'all didn't watch The Wiz, so you didn't care, but kind of rude. Y'all could have did a little jig for Queen Latifah. But this song, I haven't seen The Wiz. So I did see people saying there were better songs they could have picked. And I'm sure that's true. But, I thought the tribute was fine. It was fine for me. So overall, in terms of singing performances, Wicked, I guess the Quincy Jones tribute, and then the James Bond tribute at the bottom. That's how I rank those three. Okay. Next, let's talk about Sean Baker winning 4 Oscars for Nora. Now, I thought about doing a video where I talked about the Best Picture nominees, and then I ended up doing, but I didn't really care for Nora like that. I thought it was okay. It was entertaining. It was funny. But Best Picture nominee? No, not even in the top 5 for me. So seeing Nora be like the favorite to win a lot of the awards, it was kind of like, okay, y'all got Nora here, then you got Emilia Perez over here winning things. It was just not a good night for me. Okay, so I'm watching. He's winning 4 awards. Fine, I guess. Over Dune, over Nickel Boys, over Conclave. I mean, Conclave won things, but fine, I guess. And then let's talk about Adrian Brody. So then Adrian Brody, he won Best Actor for The Brutalist. He got on stage. At this point, the stream I had been watching, this was towards the end of the show. The stream started to glitch and go in and out. So 30 seconds into him winning, it glitched. I'm getting annoyed. I'm refreshing the page. I'm waiting. I'm on my phone trying to find another stream, trying to watch it on that stream and this stream, this, that, and the third. Finally, the stream starts working, and this man is still talking. And this man is still talking. And then when I went on YouTube after the show, I saw he talked for like 7 minutes. I was like, golly, 7 minutes. I guess he felt like since The Brutalist was like a 3-hour movie, clearly we have the patience. So might as well just go talk on forever. And then when the song started playing, he was like, cut the song. He was like, whatever. This is not my first rodeo. I've won before. I'm going to keep talking. I was like, oh, that's kind of rude. That's kind of rude. But whatever, sir. I mean, in terms of Best Actor performances, I didn't see Sing Sing. Coleman Domingo got nominated for that movie because the release for that movie was weird. And so I don't even think it ever came to like the theater closest to me. But I did see the other movies. And for me, Adrian Brody was one of my top performances. So I was fine with him winning. But the speech was a little long-winded. And then, I don't know if y'all saw this, before the show even happened, Halle Berry on the red carpet kissed Adrian Brody. Now, when Adrian Brody originally won the Oscar the first time for a movie called The Pianist in like the early 2000s, Halle Berry like presented the award. He got on stage and he like kissed her out of nowhere. And in the years following, people have been kind of like, oh, this is a little problematic. You kissed the woman just out of nowhere, no permission, in front of TV. I mean, on the TV, in front of millions of people. It's giving lack of consent. But I guess this was Hallie's way of sort of taking power back from the situation. I don't know. And so she randomly just walked up to him. His girlfriend was standing right there, and she watched them smooch, and it was something. I was like, if I was Adrian Brody's girlfriend, I mean, she's better than me because I think she like smiled and laughed. I don't know, maybe she clapped. But if it was me, I'd have been like, I would have visibly looked like, oh, really? Now, Adrian Brody's girlfriend was married to Harvey Weinstein, who is a predator. So, this woman has been through some things. All right. So maybe she can recover quickly in front of other people. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was a lot. It was like, and she caught his gum. That's right. Adrian Brody, he got on stage. He realized he had gum in his mouth. And I don't know why he didn't just tuck it away in the back corner. He threw his, she knew what to do and she ran up to catch the gum. And I was like, all right. This show is too funny. There is some comedy going on, not from Conan, and that is weird for me. But anyways, let's talk about Emilia Perez. Okay. So Zoe Saldana won Best Supporting Actress for her role in Emilia Perez. Now, she had been sweeping the award season, so it wasn't really a surprise when she won. However, I was kind of, let's just say she wasn't my favorite performance. She was good. But I don't know. Sometimes I get irritated when people are like, "Oh, this is her career Oscar. This is, she's put in so much work in the industry. This is how we reward her with an Oscar." But I'm like, this wasn't even in the top 2 performances in that category to me. I don't know. Like, she got time to do something else that's a little better than this, but okay. Y'all wanted to give her the award, you know what I'm saying? That's fine. But meanwhile, when it was Angela Bassett's turn to get her career award, oh, okay. Suddenly, we didn't want to give it to her. Okay, all right. I'm just checking. So Zoe won. Boop 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 boop. Happy for her. Yeah. But then I guess she went backstage and they do like a press conference thing where people can interview you like immediately after you win. And this journalist basically brought up how Mexican people don't feel great about Emilia Perez. And the way the journalist asked the question, it was kind of like a softball. Like she could have went a little harder in the way she could have been more aggressive in the way she asked the question because Emilia Perez has a lot of controversy, and I've seen a lot online about how Mexican people don't feel represented by this film and how the settings in the movie, like the production design, didn't match up with what I guess Mexico City or whatever part of Mexico the movie takes place in. It didn't match what this place actually looks like and all this kind of stuff. So the journalist was basically like, Mexican people, we don't feel super great about this movie, or we don't feel super represented by this movie. Like, how do you feel about that? Zoe Saldana. Now, with all the controversy that has happened, you mean to tell me, Zoe, your PR person didn't sit you down and go, hey, this is the answer you give when they ask you about this. When they ask you about how this doesn't represent trans people well, this is what you need to say. And when they ask you about how this doesn't represent Mexican people well, this is what you need to say. And when they ask about the offensive thing the director said, this is what you need to say. And when they ask about what Carlos Sofia said, this is what you say. And when they ask you about what the casting director said, that was kind of offensive. This is with all the controversy. You mean, where are the PR people in the homes? What's going on? So I wrote down what Zoe said. Zoe responded. She goes, first of all, I'm very, very sorry that you and so many Mexicans felt offended. That was never our intention. We spoke and came from a place of love, and I will stand by that. I don't share your opinion. And now at this point, my ears perked up. I said, excuse me? She goes, for me, the heart of this movie was not Mexico. We weren't, the sigh was for me, not, she didn't sigh. We weren't making a film about a country. We were making a film about 4 women, and these women could have been Russian, they could have been Dominican, they could have been Black from Detroit, could have been from Israel, could have been from Gaza. And these women are still very universal women that are struggling every day at trying to survive systematic oppression and trying to find their most authentic voices. So I will stand by that, but I'm also always open to sit down with all of my Mexican brothers and sisters and with love and respect, having a great conversation on how Emilia could have been done better. I have no problem. I welcome it. Zoe. 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 Zoe, no. Zoe, no. I know you have the Oscar, and I know they can't take it away from you at this point. But that was not the correct answer. Wrong answer. Go back and do it again. How are you going to say this movie's not about Mexico? The main character is the leader of a Mexican cartel. A Mexican cartel. And they spend part of the movie talking about how they want to, like, I guess, protect victims and their families of people who suffer at the hands of Mexican cartels. And it's not about Mexico. What did we expect from this ring light is flickering. Oh my God. And you know where I got this from? Amazon. Jeff Bezos strikes again. Golly. What did we expect from the girl who thought it was cool to wear blackface to play Nina Simone? And you know what? That's on me for thinking she was better. The movie was partially in Spanish. A lot of it was in Spanish, but the people who made the movie are French. So in the international film category, they usually put like what country the movie's from. Technically, the country the movie is from is France because the director's French and a lot of the crew were French. So, and it definitely, according to people who are Mexican, it shows that people who are not Mexican were making this movie. And a lot of not a lot, but some of the main characters, like the main cast, like Zoe Saldana is not Mexican. Carla Sofia Gascon is not Mexican. Selena Gomez, I think, is Mexican. And then there is another actress who's Mexican. But yeah. I agree. This year Oscars was just okay. I agree. I liked Conan. But the movies this year, 2023 movies, amazing. Every time I went to the theater, it was hit after hit after hit. But 2024, it was like hit or miss. People hyping up certain movies. I would go see the movie. I'd be like, it's fine. Whatever. But yeah. And then El Mal from Emilia Perez won Best Song. Now, this was hilarious because 3 people won for that song. One of them was the director. So then the 2 like songwriter, singer people, they went on stage, they yapped. They were yappers. They yapped till the cows came home. Then they like kind of awkwardly sang at the end. It was kind of hilarious because you could see Jacques Audiard, the director, he was like walking back and forth in the back. Like clearly he wanted to get to the mic in time, like before the timer went out. He could probably see the countdown and they were trying to play them off and stuff. And girl, the camera cut and they moved on and he didn't get a chance to speak. And that was his only chance to speak. And I laughed. I smiled. It brought me a modicum of joy. It did. But yeah, child, that movie was not good. Even before the controversy like really started, the movie was just not that good. Like for real. Anyway, let's talk about Wicked. So Wicked won for a costume and production design. Paul Tazwell, first Black man to win in the costume design category, which Child, I'm tired. Why are we still doing first black person to win things? It's crazy. And the fact is, too, Ruth Carter was the first black person to win for that category in, I think it was like 2000. Well, it was for Black Panther. So when did Black Panther come out? Like 20 some 2010, sometime in the 2010s. Maybe 2018, 2017, something around then. She was the first black person to win in that category. That was not that long ago. That was yesterday. Any Chance to Silence a Man is a win for me. And I think is it Women's History Month? I think it is. But yeah, I'm like, y'all, what are we doing? What are we doing? And also, if you think about the Best Actress category, anytime a black woman gets nominated in the Best Actress category, I'm always like, there's a cynical voice in the back of my head that's like, are they gonna give it to her? Does she have a chance? Because you know they don't like to give black women that award. They don't. I think Halle Berry is still the last person to win that category, and that was in like 2002, maybe. Ugh, yikes. So yeah, the Academy, we need to work on that. Thank you. Thank you. Ariana and Cynthia won nothing. Will they be back for Wicked for Good, the sequel? I hope so. Now, I feel like a lot of people are very confident that they'll be back, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes with sequels, I feel like sometimes the Oscars is like, well, we already nominated them the last time. Do we need to nominate them again? No, we don't. So I'm a little concerned that, especially if part 2 is not as good, like the movie itself, like as a whole, if it's not as strong as part 1, I don't know. So for me, I liked Wicked, but I definitely didn't love Wicked. I think when I watch it again, I like it more because when you're watching Wicked, because it's an adaptation of the stage play, which I've never seen, but I have listened to the soundtrack before. So I'm like familiar with how certain songs sound on the original Broadway cast recording. So you're watching it and you kind of, the actors are doing new things to make it their own. And so you're kind of like being okay with that, watching the movie. And then you're also like, okay, like they're doing certain things with the set design. Like there was one point when Cynthia Erivo was singing, what's that name of the song? Oh, The Wizard and I. This was like in the beginning of the movie. And she's like walking around the school. And then at one point she runs through a field and the camera pans over and it's like sand dunes. It's like desert. And I'm watching the movie and I'm thinking to myself, what is the climate in Oz? Are they dealing with climate change in Oz? Because why is it green over here? Then this wheat field over here. And then over here was like sand. I don't know. It was just certain things. It's just like these little things about the movie that I'm probably focusing too hard on. So I feel like when I rewatch it, I can just enjoy the movie for what it is instead of being like overly critical. So I wonder if for the sequel, are they going to improve on certain things? Like maybe with I know a lot of people complain about the coloring of the movie. Like that's something they could fix in for the second one. They already filmed it, so they can't change certain things. Like certain things are done, but certain things they can still, shift around. So I'm curious, but I don't know, y'all. We'll see if Ariana and Cynthia will return for the second one. You know what I'm saying? And also Cynthia's performance, I feel like sometimes they like more showy performances, and I feel like Cynthia's performance was very like more internal because that's just how the character is. So I don't know how the sequel is gonna go. Anyways, I'm going on too long about this part. Moving on. Then there was like a lot of like political wins, political speeches. So I'm Still Here won Best International Film, which thank God. And again, another moment for Emilia Perez to be defeated. So it gave me joy to see that. And also, that was the last movie I saw out of the 10 Best Picture nominees because it came out. Well, it came out near me like last month or January. It came out after the nominees were announced around me. So that movie's fresh in my head, and that movie was good. That movie was really good, y'all. And if they had caught me in the wrong mood to watch that movie, I would have been bawling in the theater. But I held back. I held the tears back. I was like, we're not doing this today. But I really could have been boo-hooing in that cinema. I really could have been. And that movie is like political because it talks about like the dictatorship. It takes place in the 60s. And you can look it up. Great movie. And I also went down a YouTube rabbit hole looking into the history of dictators and anyways, see how I get distracted. Okay, so then another movie that won No Other Land won Best Documentary Feature. And that film is about this light is flickering. My God. Can you relax? Just hold on. Dang. Anyways, please, by the way, y'all, if you're watching, please like this video. Really helps me out. No Other Land won Best Documentary Feature, and that movie is about Israeli. It's about Israel, the Israeli military, things they're doing in Gaza. Very appropriate for the times we're in right now. They gave a very good speech. It kind of like, again, the little cynical part of my brain kind of woke up at that moment and was like, because I know a lot of y'all rich people were at that inauguration cozying up to Trump. And also that movie doesn't have any US distribution. So a lot of these companies, they're scared to distribute the film so that like more people in the US can see it. And then when you also start thinking about like Emilia Perez, like how many of y'all really just voted for that movie because it made you feel good to vote for a movie with a trans main character? I wonder, because the movie's not that good, right? So I'm like, it's a lot. A lot of performative wins and noms happening in the homes. But that's pretty much it. What else do I want to talk about with the Oscars? I talked about Conan. I thought he did a great job. Oh my God, in the middle of the show, he was like, we're about halfway through the show. That means it's time for Kendrick Lamar to come out here and talk about how Drake is I don't want to say the word because, YouTube, pedo. We'll leave it there. And I was like, not Drake catching strays at the Oscars? Can you imagine? This man is at home, sitting back, trying to be a cinephile, and he can't even watch this show in peace. That's crazy. Who else won? Kieran Culkin won Best Supporting Actor. His speech was kind of funny. Not my favorite performance in that category, but he was really good. So I'm gonna allow it. I hope next year or this year, technically, I hope this year is a better year for movies because last year again, it was all right. A lot of the movies winning, I was like, what? That's fine. Well, by a lot of the movies, I really just mean Honora and Emilia Perez. But yeah. Exactly. If they knew any trans folks, they know how harmful that movie is. Exactly. You know what? I realize as a chronically online person, not everybody is chronically online. So they're ignoring the controversy, or they don't even know it exists, or they don't care. I saw a couple of like anonymous Oscar voter ballots, and there was one where the person was like, they basically were sticking up for Carla Sofia Gascon after Carla had all those controversial tweets come to the surface. And they basically were like, well, if their performance was the best, who cared? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, is Caitlyn Jenner an Academy member? Because I know it must be Caitlyn's favorite movie, but That is crazy. How could you say that? My God. And I think Carla even said some. Did Carla say offensive things about trans people in the tweets? Probably, probably. And oh my God, when Conan during his monologue, he said something. He made a joke about Carla's tweets, and then he was like, "Carla Sofia Gascon is here tonight," and I thought he was setting up a joke because I forgot that I had seen a headline that said Carla might go to the Oscars and Netflix is going to pay for it. My brain just kind of erased that. So I was like, she's not there. Why'd the camera pan over and this lady's in the audience? she was like, and I'm like, girl, put them hands down. Like, I know your fingers are itching to tweet something nasty about Conan. I know they are. She watched that black man win that costume design award, Paul Tazwell. I know she has something nasty to say. I know she did. Anyways, I think I'm done talking about the Oscars, y'all. Oh my God. I think that's it. 40 minutes. That's pretty good. All right. Well, y'all, thank you so much for joining me here. I like doing live streams because I don't have to edit this. Because it takes me a long time to write videos. I need to do more research on how to stay focused because the lack of discipline is really kicking me in the behind. The lack of discipline, I get distracted too easily. Sometimes I wonder if I have ADD. I don't think I do, but I think I like if ADD was a scale and this was ADD and this was like I guess a non-ADD person, I got to be here. I got to be on this side of the scale, bro. The way I get distracted. Cuz I feel like if I really locked in, I could have this video done. Well, maybe not done, but at least like started to edit it like last month. But as it stands, I'm still writing it. So you'll catch me. Maybe I'll do another live talking about like a current event or something. We'll figure it out. But thank you for joining me. If you are here, all the most entertaining people have ADHD or unruly brains at least. That will comfort me in my darkest moments. Thank you so much. Actually, my brother has ADHD. Actually though, not. I think he was diagnosed. Like I don't think he just diagnosed himself. So it does run in the family. So hey, we're doing the best we can with what we got. But anyways, y'all, please again like this video. I only see 2 likes. Let's get it up to 20. Let's get it up to 20. Thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for engaging in the chat. That really helps me feel like I'm not talking to myself. I mean, I do talk to myself when I'm here alone and I'm recording a video. So, anyways, it's been real. Have a good Women's History Month or Women Are the Best Month, whatever we want to call it. And I'll see y'all another time. Adios.